Let's take a look at the figure shown here for the atomic level representation of what happens when, let's say, something like calcium chloride is dissolved in water. Will it look like A, B, C, or D? Well, thing to realize about calcium chloride is it's made up of ions, calcium, and chloride ions. So each formula unit will consist of 3 ions, 1 calcium, and 2 chloride ions. And so these ions are all going to be evenly dispersed throughout your solution, throughout the solvent. And so the best picture here would show 2 chloride ions for every calcium ions. Okay, and the chloride ions are not going to be stuck together, so this is going to be wrong. Okay, and you're going to get, and they're not all going to be, this is going to be wrong too. So what you're going to have is you're going to have 2 chloride ions for every sodium ion. So the best answer in this particular case would be this one right here, choice C, because it would appear based on this that you have two of the unfilled circles for every filled circle you have. So if you count the unfilled circles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you count the filled circles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a 2:1 ratio. So it would appear that in this case, your filled circle would be the calcium ion, and the unfilled circle would be your chloride ions. You have twice as much chloride ions as calcium ions. Okay? Now here you have a 1:1 ratio, so that would not be a good representation for calcium chloride in water. Let's look at another example here. Which of the figures below would best represent an aqueous solution of HF and HCl? Well, you have to remember that HCl is one of the 6 strong acids, so this, if you put this in water, the HCl molecules are not going to remain stuck together. So the HCl molecules will break apart into hydrogen ions and chlorine ions. So figure B would be best represents HCl. Okay, it's a strong acid. Okay, and you can see there's equal numbers of the filled circles and unfilled circles in this picture. What about HF? HF is a weak acid. It's not one of the 6 strong acids. Just to remind you, the 6 strong acids are HCl, HBr, HI, nitric acid, HNO3, HClO4, perchloric acid, and sulfuric acid, H2SO4. These are your strong acids that will be completely ionized, so the ions are going to be evenly spread out. Okay? HF is weak, so most of those HF molecules are going to remain intact. Maybe 1 or 2, less than, depending on the concentration, 1 or 2, or a little bit more maybe, out of maybe 100 would be broken up. So in this picture, I've shown everything, pretty much everything here as all the molecules as intact. So the best answer for this is figure A would be a best representation for HF, and figure B would be the best representation for HCl.